Hey everybody. Looks like the Godzilla Kong The New Empire trailer has dropped, and wow. I'll say this, I think this trailer is going to cause a bit of a schism between Godzilla fans. You'll have the fans that are happy with the MonsterVerse tilting towards a more mid 1960s, early 1970s Showa era tone. Then you'll have the fans who are not happy about this. They will look at this trailer and see a ridiculous piece of crap. If we're just going off the trailer, it looks like this movie is mostly going to take place in the Hollow Earth, which I know is a huge part of the MonsterVerse lore. Personally, I've never been a fan of the whole concept, but we get to see more of King Louie / Lanky Kong, aka Scar King, that the teaser showed a little of 6 or 7 months ago. By all appearances, the Scar King is the villain in this one. Whatever threat he poses is something Kong can't handle alone, so he'll need Godzilla's help in dealing with this pissed off monkey. And what appears to be a nice throwback to the 1962 movie, they have Godzilla bursting out of what appears to be an iceberg, and he looks like he got quite the makeover. In the MonsterVerse, we've seen Godzilla's design change slightly in each movie. Very small changes. But this,
Men in pink, how bizarre!
I don't know. This seems a bit much, especially considering I thought they had a great design already. I like how he has the blue aura. I like the dorsal fins. I was fine with how he looked before. This just looks ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm sure some people love it. I just think it looks absolutely ridiculous. It's almost like an artist who paints something just perfect. Like they have it perfect, but they just can't help themselves. They got to keep adding shit to it. Godzilla also looks like he lost a few pounds. Maybe he started doing pull-ups. It's just crazy to think that almost a decade ago, Gareth Edwards' movie came out with this sort of, down-to-earth, grounded in reality Godzilla movie. And now look where we are. It's wild to see where the series has gone in tone and in aesthetics. It's sort of a microcosm of how the Godzilla series in Japan went. We started with the serious Godzilla, then we went to the Godzilla fighting fantastical monsters in tag team matches, to then just bananas, which this trailer gives the impression of. This looks like this is going to be an insane movie that doesn't give a shit about whether any of this makes sense. We're now entering the 1970s section of the MonsterVerse. I fully expect now at least a Jet Jaguar cameo at the end of the credits. Don't hold me to that. I'm just joking, but who knows? Maybe we really will. We really will see something that ridiculous. As far as the humans go, I don't even remember the names of the characters from Godzilla vs. Kong, except for Gia. And I'm actually happy to see they're bringing her back. Everybody else I couldn't give a rat's ass about. Kong has some sort of mechanical glove or something. Everybody was joking around that it was the Infinity Gauntlet. I don't really know what the deal is with that. Like I said, I don't like the Hollow Earth concept anyway. And by extension, the whole Titan lore has never appealed to me. I love the MonsterVerse movies, don't get me wrong, but the lore, I do not care about at all. One of my problems with the whole concept of the Hollow Earth, it just makes Godzilla and Kong seem ordinary. Especially when they start talking about, Godzilla's species and Kong's species, they fought. Or, they start talking about there being all these different members of the same species. It's like they lose what makes them special when you throw them into this giant underground world where there's just a bunch of them running around. And this Hollow Earth, obviously this is not a real thing. So we have nothing in the real world to scale Godzilla and Kong up against. They're just in this vast world. I mean, look at this shot. Do they look like giant monsters here? No, they look scaled down to essentially resemble action heroes. There were slight signs of the anthropomorphizing of the MonsterVerse Godzilla in the last movie with him having that shit-eating grin on his face. But it appears this movie is just going to turn that up to 11. I also wonder in this shot if they're running from something or towards something. Godzilla initially looks kind of spooked, almost like they're trying to escape like a a cave that's about to collapse in on itself or something. The younger fans who are growing up with the MonsterVerse, it's going to be interesting to see how they feel about this. Because their Godzilla, the one they grew up with, if 2014 is the movie you grew up with, now it's being changed. And who knows, maybe the trailer is just being very deceptive. Maybe the pink dorsal plates are not permanent. Maybe they're just this temporary thing to power up Godzilla. We do see him, in some sort of crystallized chamber. I don't know if that's the same thing as the iceberg we see him popping out of in one shot. They also show a little King Kong. I'll be honest, I don't really give a shit about that. There's just nothing, to me, that's just such a not interesting concept. If they would have introduced Minya, I'd feel the same way. Just like, we don't need the babies. I don't care about that right now. As for the Scar King, I'm really curious as to what makes him so powerful. Like, what's going to make him so dangerous? I mean, maybe there's some hidden power in the Hollow Earth that makes the Scar King really powerful. Curious how that's going to work. If he even has any special powers, because I can't see that old, decrepit-looking red monkey. I can't see him beating up Godzilla. There's going to have to be some catch to this as to why Godzilla and why Kong should be worried about this guy. Now, they do show other members of the same species. They do show them. I don't know. Maybe that could be a flashback, though. We don't know. Is Godzilla going to find like his army down there in the Hollow Earth as well? And they're going to do battle? I mean, that would just be so bad. I would have... I'm like very split on this whole thing. A part of me is like, yeah, fuck it. Let it fly. Just go nuts. Because I've already gotten everything I've wanted out of the MonsterVerse. I got a serious Godzilla that I think did Godzilla right in 2014. I got King of the Monsters, which gave me maybe one of the worst stories in a Godzilla movie ever, but it gave me King Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra with an American budget. I didn't think that was ever going to happen, so I'm grateful for that. And then we got Godzilla vs. Kong, where Godzilla finally got to get some revenge from the 1962 movie, where I know it's supposed to be a draw per Tanaka, but I've always interpreted that movie as Godzilla losing. So these MonsterVerse movies have given me what I've wanted. So anything after Godzilla vs. Kong is just sort of, icing on the cake. I don't really give a crap if this movie is a pile of shit. I'm going to just sit back and enjoy it the best I can. But I'd love to know your thoughts and what you think is going to happen. I feel like with these movies nowadays, there's always talks of leaks. I have not read any, so I don't really care. Like, this is one of those things where I actually don't care about being spoiled, because I have no idea what the hell this movie is even about. So I don't really, I guess I'm sort of indifferent. But please, share your thoughts. Let me know what you think of the trailer. I'm really curious. I really think this is going to kind of split the fan base a bit, but I could be wrong. Anyway, it's just a trailer, so this may have, you guys know how trailers are. They can be very deceptive sometimes. But either way, we'll see when it comes out. And it really is just a tremendous time to be a Godzilla fan right now. There's just so much going on. I will make a video about the Monarch show, Legacy of Monsters. I'm waiting for the 5th episode to come out, so I'm gonna do a video on the first 5 episodes, and then I'll do another video on the last 5 episodes once the show wraps up. So I hope you look forward to that, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.